Alright, g'day, hi and welcome. This is my Husqvarna 235. The Husqvarna 235, erky dirky. There we go. Now that I lost all my Swedish subscribers, let's have a look at the saw. Alright, so, great little saw. I've been working now with it for about almost 2 weeks. Needs a little bit of an idle adjustment on the low speed. But as soon as I get it, don't have time to today. My dad kind of wants this saw for me. He saw it. He's like, what do you want for it? What do you want for it? I was like, I don't even own it yet. Technically, I don't own it yet. The deal with this one is it's $300 used, but I'm not paying cash for it. I got to work it off because the people that wanted to sell me the saws, and they got one big one. I can't wait to see what it is. They basically need somebody to work for them. They can't get anybody to work for them, but so basically trading tools for time is what I'm doing. But this saw is basically like new. I don't know how old it is. It's probably more than a few years old because the Husqvarna doesn't seem to have it on their website. It's got, I believe that is a 16-inch bar. It's not a bad cutting saw. It runs really nice, except for the idle. Just got to get the idle issue sorted out. You've got 34 cc's here. So it's a light saw. I've got the MS-180. We're going to compare these two in a little bit, not in this video, but maybe the next, if my battery holds out. So you got pretty good little 16-inch bar on there. I would probably go with the smaller bar if you do get it, because these small saws, you really sap the power from them when you put the bigger bars on them. So is what it is. So it's 235. See if I can read that. There's a model number there. Underneath the model there, X-Torq. Not a powerhouse of a saw at all. It is a good, lightweight, branch murdering machine. Easy to manage, nice and light. You can cut with it all day. I myself used it quite a bit now. It doesn't seem to have any, real hang-ups for starting and stuff like that. You do have this, so you got to remember to prime this, or you'll be like, ugh, you'll run out of fuel. But once you get it primed up, it's not so bad. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and maybe 6. They say 6 times. Whatever. Once it gets going, no problem. So this one, you just pull it out. Once it kicks in, it goes like that. To stop it, that's it. It's a very nice, simple system here. The only thing I don't like is this. In this day and age, we don't need these in. They should be able to make. Still can do it. They don't have that. So it says push it 6 times. Not a deal breaker, but dated technology. That's all. But that said, a very nice smooth saw, nice smooth running saw, nice and light. Not super duper loud. You see you got your exhaust here. Make sure you always keep these parts clean there, because just take that, keep that not oiled, but so that it doesn't rust on there, so that you can maintain that. Because a lot of people, what they do is they don't rev their saws adequate enough sometimes, and it builds up carbon on there. Not so bad with saws, but pretty bad with whippersnippers and stuff. So this saw was like new condition when I got it. This here was already kind of worn a bit there, so I haven't cut that much with it. But I worked with it the other day, and again, it does what saws do. Easy to pull over. A little bit more pulling to start, but not bad. It's got the reset caps. Not a big fan of these. I tend to like the Still ones, but that's a different brand. But that's just my biases showing. But who's this saw for? Well, again, like I was talking about with my MS-180, that little bad boy down there. I haven't named this one, but that's Mr. Beast, Mini Beast right there. Yeah, you will call him Mr. That one is so fun. This saw, again, if you got big stuff like that, you're probably not going to be following big stuff, but from the branch level up, maybe say the second or third branch level up, this saw would do that kind of work. So that's still a pretty big block, but you know, it would be very slow on something that big. But again, anything that's going to cut from in here to here, say 10, 12 inches, you're fine. You're fine. This saw will do it. It's just not meant for heavy stuff all day. So you wouldn't do stove wood all day, like heavy oak stove wood all day with it, whatever. And you wouldn't be falling big trees like that with it. But everything else under that, that's what you use these saws for. Branches, like every one of these, every branch on this tree, which is a pretty big tree, this saw is more than adequate for. Again, going to be a little bit slower because it's a smaller saw, but you know, if you're just clearing branches from a tree that's down or whatever, it's perfect. Landscaping, not a bad. It's a little bit heavy. I think that saw is actually lighter, but maybe it's just because it's a smaller bar. Maybe it's an optical illusion. I'll have to, when I compare them, I'll see which one's lighter, but I do feel like that one is lighter. But yeah, I really do like this saw. I pretty much going to give it to my dad because why not? You can see there's your low and high speed adjust right there. I don't really have anything bad to say about this saw at all, except for I got to get the idle adjust done, and then it starts nice. I haven't started it in the extreme cold, so we'll see how this saw holds up over time, but this is not really the type of saw that you're going to be beating up all winter anyway. If you know, it's not, you know, you would take a saw like this in overnight if you were going to work it in the winter. Any saw that's not a winter saw, if you don't know what a winter saw is, it's, you know, they come with like preheaters and heated handles and stuff like that. And the, you know, the carburetors are set up for winter running. So this, you know, like I say, you could set it up for winter running, but yeah, you know, so 34 cc's. Probably this is all the saw most people, the average homeowner, you know, that's just doing the odd branch, or, you know, or whatever that falls down in the, you know, in the yard. This is probably more than plenty of what you need. Great little saw if you can find one used for, especially in this condition. Like I say, the only thing this needs is an idle adjust. Got to clean it up a bit because I, you know, was using it. I should have probably cleaned it off before I made the video, but you know, I use my toys. So there we go. That's a Husqvarna 235. Great little saw.